either get this government back on our side or we defund and get rid of, abolish the FBI, CDC, ATF, DOJ, every last one of them, if they do not come to heel.
He wants to abolish the FBI. An FBI which arrested more than 66,000 drug traffickers last year, got millions of pounds of dangerous narcotics off our streets. An FBI which has increasingly been on the front lines of the fight against cyber terrorism. An FBI which has recently captured 3 fugitives on its 10 most wanted lists, ranging crimes from kidnapping federal agents to child sex trafficking. An FBI that regularly assists local law enforcement around the country in murder and missing persons investigations. And that's not the only time that type of rhetoric has been spewed. This is Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs during last year's CPAC event in Texas.
There are things you can do. You can do the Holman rule. And that's what you do is you start defunding some of these bad agencies, the FBI, the DOJ.
Bad agencies. Look, people who support law enforcement need to speak up for our local cops, our sheriff's departments, state troopers, and the FBI. This push by some on the far right to turn the FBI into a caricature has to be called out. An FBI led by Republican Chris Wray, who was appointed by President Trump. An FBI that has never in its history had a Democratic leader. Marjorie Taylor Greene has tweeted, quote, defund the FBI. Lauren Boebert, quote, the GOP majority must defund all forms of tyranny throughout Biden's government, and she tagged the FBI. As we have discussed, our men and women in law enforcement work hard to try to mete out justice equally. Yes, they make mistakes. And yes, the FBI has been and should be criticized for those mistakes, as they have been by both the FBI Inspector General, who investigated the Russia investigation, even the bipartisan Senate Intel Committee report, but neither of those investigations found any evidence that politics motivated the errors or the judgment calls. John Durham's investigation was theoretically supposed to blow open the politicized corruption in our intel agencies and FBI, and yet it did nothing close to that. The FBI is doing a hard job every day, and they do it well. And this bizarre anti-law enforcement quest for vengeance from some House Republicans is dangerous. This idea that they're just going to punish them now that they're back in charge is defund the police part 2. It isn't just dangerous, it also ignores, as we have chronicled many times on this show, all the high-profile Democrats that the FBI has brought down even in the past year. Joining me now is Mike Rogers. He's a former FBI special agent and former Republican congressman from Michigan. Perfect guest to discuss this topic. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so what do you make of the claims from those who are suggesting we ought to defund the FBI?
Defunding the FBI is asinine. Listen, when I was an agent, we were fighting organized crime. I was an organized crime agent in Chicago, fighting guys like Johnny Apes Monteleone and Joey Aiuppa and No Nose DeFranzo, all of those guys who were wreaking havoc in the community around Chicago. And you think about all of the agents doing all of that work all across the country every single day. They're risking their lives in many cases. So this notion that you're going to take a very blunt instrument and whack an agency that is doing really important work is troubling to me. There are some things that they can do to reform the way decisions are made when they do political investigations. No doubt about it. I think that part needs some attention.
How could
but
how
that's
could
about
they?
a productive. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I always look forward to productive solutions on something like that. How can they go about better, I don't know if it's communicating, I don't know if it's better organizing. When it comes to highly political investigations, what can they do?
Well, 2 things, and the Inspector General found that not only that the FBI had made some mistakes in their own procedures, by the way, but there was also a lot of mistakes made at DOJ by prosecutors and other things. And so my argument is maybe they need another layer on these sensitive political cases because, given And I was on both sides of that equation. I was working, the mayor of Cicero at that time was a part of the case I was working. Just the hint that there was, some criminal investigation of any sort could ruin somebody, even if you find it's not true, that it's too late, damage done.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.